I'm Barrie Alguire, and I'm playing Rose Saunders.
Ken Orman, and I'm playing Dr. David Williams. Barrie.
Oh, me first. All right. Well, I have never worked at Circle before, but I know how wonderful theater is, and I've always wanted to work here. And so when I saw that there was a part in my age range, I decided nothing ventured, nothing gained, and I'm quite excited to be here. Well, and then I read the play, and it was just fascinating to me. It just rolls and rolls and rolls, and at the end, I didn't know what happened. And I love that. That's your turn.
Yeah. Same story from, I guess, 2012 is when I started auditioning at Circle, and had some close calls, but nothing cast. And when this opportunity came up, I saw that they needed a narcissistic white guy, and I thought I can do that. So, and voila. Here I am, yeah. So I was really excited. Once I read the script and completely, I couldn't put it down. I read it twice, and when I got to that final page, I was like, yes! That's exactly the way it should have ended. I didn't know how I wanted it to end. I didn't until I read it, and I'm like, that's exactly how I wanted it to end. So,
well, I just felt like, what happened? It was just.
That's kind of like your character.
Yeah.
What happened?
Right. No, my character doesn't even know something happened.
Right. That's right.
Well, the character is close to my age, older than me, but still in my age range. And anybody that's a senior citizen has developed aches and pains of one kind or another. I don't have the serious health issues that Rose has, but I've got aches and pains, so I can relate to that. And I think the most telling thing is that I can be intimidated by urban settings, cars whizzing, strange buildings, hard to read the signs, don't know which address this is, was that the place? And so I can appreciate how she sometimes gets lost. But Rose doesn't use her GPS, and I do.
Well, it's good to know. Rose doesn't. I had my own company for a number of years, so I was thinking about his perspective as being a small business owner, but he also has this immense responsibility for lives, which I did not have. And I wanted to kind of explore that, and since I've been to the doctor's office, I started relating those past experiences to what it was like, what it must be like to actually be in the room and not having all of the things in your office just the way that you want them. And so it's been it's not having done that before. I was really excited to have like that life and death sort of balance, and being able to vet that out a little bit in a racist sort of setting. So it was, yeah, it's a challenge for sure.
Well, I mean, racism is clearly still alive in our society. People that are in a comfortable position don't, and especially in the United States, don't want to have to think about what other people are dealing with, and I think that's part of the problem. And the other thing is just the divisiveness of our society right now, and I think if people could put aside their filters and really listen to other people, we might make some progress, but right now it just seems like everybody, I have my opinion, and I'm not listening to you.
I couldn't agree more. I think Fear and a lack of empathy are two of the major issues that all of these characters are dealing with. And each of them manipulate their environment based on whatever those fears are and their past experiences, how they were raised, where they were raised. And then, of course, how they feel about where they fit in society. That has been so challenging here recently with divisiveness.
Right,
Yeah.
Well, aside from the fact that I get to work at Circle, and everybody at Circle is very nice, and I've really enjoyed the experience so far, which I'm sure will be better even when performance starts. But the thing that struck me about this play is the manipulation that goes on, and from all different angles, and how easy it is to be moved into a position that you didn't expect, and you don't know quite how to deal with it. You sort of think that everybody has the same life rules you do, and then no, that's not true, and so you're trying to play by your rules, and they're not playing by the same rules. They're playing by their rules, and all of a sudden you're in a position you didn't intend to be in. And sometimes to get out of it, you have to do drastic things, or sometimes you don't know how to get out of it. There's a book called Nudge, and it's about how ideas can be planted to move people in a direction that you want. I mean, for instance, if they're trying to get people to stop smoking, you know, they can do things, and I can't think of a good example of how they would do it, but just like having no ashtrays would nudge people to not smoke. And but it's that the idea of a nudge can really start a trajectory and move you in a way you didn't know you were going to be moved. And it's important. For me, it's like, oh, I have to be aware that I don't want people to take advantage of me. I don't want to be tyrannical, but on the other hand, I want to watch and make sure I'm not nudged if I don't want to be nudged.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I've got a friend of mine says something similar to what you were talking about. She says, you expect other people to think the way that you do, but they just don't. So, like, well, they don't, and they all come from different sorts of backgrounds. The thing that I like most about the script is that it explores all of those undercurrents of racism and misogyny and office politicking and positioning, all of the things that are sort of taken for granted in your own experience, that you can nudge people if you say just the right things this way or that way, or if I position myself in the office in such a way. Just talking to somebody, well, so tell me more about what it is that you're having a problem with. And as that person starts talking, you're already playing through, okay, well, this is something I can use either, you know, against them, or I can push them to my side of things. So the script does all of that, and it does it so well and so cleverly in such a subtle fashion that a lot of the humor is just, it's right there, just underneath the surface. And I'm excited to see how many people are picking up on that, you know. This thing will blow you away. Wait for the last page.
You need to come see Rasheeda Speaking, because it goes in directions that you won't expect, and you'll never know what hit you, but you'll be glad you came to see it.
And you'll be able to see Barry.
Oh,
Barry's
and you'll be able to
in
see
it.
Ken.